Hi, this is Cat's Cradle, and I have wanted to store brown sugar for a long time, but haven't figured out a very effective way to keep it from getting hard until recently. And I've decided to do it in my food saver using food saver bags because I don't want to use up any more of my canning jars. So here's how I go about it. I take my food saver and I set it on cut only, and inside I have the small bags that are really about the size of quart bags, the typical quart bags you would buy pre-made. So I put it in like this, and on the side of the food saver bags there are little tiny lines, and I do about four. I go up about four of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is just a tad bit long. I let that fourth one show outside the food saver. I shut it. That fourth line is showing right here. It's just a little long. You could probably do 3.5. It's fine. I have it on cut only mode, so I just move my cutter. There's just a little razor in there that cuts and takes that bag off the roll. Then I move it back to vacuum and seal. Stick the cut end of the bag into the food saver, because what I'm actually doing is making a bag here. I'm sealing up one end. Press it. It's going to be a little loud here. Okay, it clicks off and releases the lid. And so I've got a nice seal here. It's a little hot when you take it out because it's sealed it really good. Now, I mean, for safety measure, if you want, you can seal it one more time there. I typically do that. So I'm going to go ahead. If you look right here, this little strip right here, this is the heater. This is the vacuum channel where you want, when you're sealing your bag, you want it to go in that channel so it sucks the air out. But all I'm doing right now is just creating a double seal on that bag by putting it on the heat strip here. So I shut it one more time. Press again. You can hear the sound change when it's about to quit. So now you go. There you go. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got 2 sealed lines there. It's just a little added insurance here. And of course I've got the one open end, because when I cut it off the tube, when I cut it off the roll originally, then I just had a tube. So now I've got a bag because I've sealed this in. Then what I do is I take my brown sugar. I buy mine at Aldi's. It comes in a 2-pound bag. I've seen them in 4-pound bags. You could use that too. You would just need to cut a longer bag out of your food saver bag. And here's what I do. Let me get the scissors here because that works a little bit better. I want to create an opening in this bag so that when I place this bag in the vacuum sealer bag, it will allow the oxygen to be sucked out of the original brown sugar bag. Okay? So now I've got a little tiny hole in here. The brown sugar's not going to come out. I'm shaking it down good. And then I'm going to just fold this bag in half. Okay? Okay. So now you can see it. I've just folded it in half. There's a little hole up here. It's not a big deal, because when I want to use this brown sugar and I take it out of the food saver bag, I'm going to cut it up there anyway to get it out. So it just doesn't matter. Okay, put it in my food saver bag. Doesn't really matter how it goes in there, just to get it in. There you go. And so I've got plenty of room to seal it here. It fits in there perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my food saver bag down, make sure the opening to the bag is in that channel, because that's what's going to suck the air out. Carefully put my lid down, and here we go. We're going to seal. And you can see it sucking the oxygen right out of this bag. And it's released. Here you go. It's nice and sealed. If you want insurance, you can do it one more time. I'll go ahead and seal it once more because I just like to do that. Here we go. There you go. It's nice and tight, just as hard as it can be. So then I take my PermaPen. It already says light brown sugar on here, so I don't need to label it brown sugar. I can clearly read that through the package. And I packed it. I don't do it when the food, I don't write the date when the original date on the brown sugar says that it's goodbye. I write the date that I packed it in, that I vacuum sealed it, because I know it's going to be longer, way past the goodbye date that's on the original brown sugar. So I'm packing it 2/11. There you go. And then what I do is I have a 5-gallon brown sugar bucket, and this just will go in that bucket. But it's not going in it today because I'm going to leave it out where I can see it tomorrow to make sure I've created a valid seal on that bag, just to make sure it's not going to leak anywhere. Sometimes if there's a sharp corner on a package, it will puncture the bag. I just want to be sure that that's not going to happen and that this seal is going to be maintained. So I leave it out for 24 hours. I check it in the morning. If it's still nice and firm and tight, it's good to go. And I pack it away into a 5 or 6 gallon bucket with a tight gasket seal on it. And this brown sugar is going to be good for an incredibly long time. Sure will be good to go with all the buckets of oatmeal I have. It'd be better than just eating that oatmeal plain. So hope you give this a try. It's a great way to pack brown sugar.